Hola friends, it's Candace and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be going on r/unpopular opinion, and I looked up specifically results that involve the word tattoo. So I just did r/unpopular opinion tattoo. Let me screen record it so I can show you everything I'm saying. So yes, r/unpopular opinion tattoo. I clicked on the first one just so I could think about how this is going to work, but let's just read. I actually didn't even read it. So we're going to get my genuine reactions, and hopefully people don't hate me. I probably would disagree with the unpopular opinions anyway. Tattoos are so common now that it's more rebellious to stay tattoo-free. Where I grew up, tattoos were something you acquire to differentiate yourself from your parents or to rebel against them. I have to wonder how my 20-month-old daughter will see tattoos as she grows up, now that it's so common for parent-age people to have tattoos. Maybe now the rebellious move will be to choose not to be like all the uncool adults. Edit, where I wrote rebellious, you may read countercultural. That's a bit closer to the point. I don't know. I feel like this is a weird perspective. I don't really see getting tattoos as rebellious at all. I just see tattoos as something that's really fun, and I guess I could see how in the past or in other circumstances, like I live right near Philly, I live right near cities. I've seen tattoos, like not on people I even know, but I've seen tattoos in general, like all my life, and I never really like saw it as like rebellious in a general sense. Like I don't think parents having tattoos is like particularly rebellious, even if it was rebellious for them in the first time. And I don't think people who want to rebel against their parents are gonna say, oh, my dad has a tattoo, I'm not gonna get it to rebel, because usually tattooed people don't like necessarily impose that onto an untattooed person, if that makes sense. Like usually untattooed people are the ones imposing like tattoo opinions on you, like don't get that, that means you're a criminal, that means you're this, that, whatever being tattooed means. But I don't think people who got tattoos say like, oh my gosh, not having tattoos is like not the way to go, you have to get tattoos. Like I don't see anyone rebelling against their parents or a generation of people who got tattoos by not getting tattoos. So this just makes no sense. They got a lot of rewards, so let me know what you think. Awards? Whatever, it's been a while since I've been on Reddit. Let me know what you guys think about any of these topics down below. I would love to hear your opinions. And yeah, I won't judge you if yours is different than mine. Maybe you'll give me a new perspective because I'm not reading these comments. But I would say I don't agree. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. You can absolutely judge a person by the way they look. Now, I'm not talking about the things they cannot control, such as race, gender, nationality. If I see some guy in a puffy jacket with tight jeans and ankles showing eating sunflower seeds with music blasting from his '94 BMW, I believe it's safe to say he might be a massive douchebag. Or when I see some perm undercut person with lots of piercings dressing in all black, totally that kind of person telling you they don't care what society thinks while getting mad at the fact that society thinks a certain way about them. Or to an extent, fat people. No, I don't believe the majority has a thyroid issue. There are too many making excuses when in reality they are lazy and eating a lot. Or overly make-upped women. What do you have to hide? You slip while dancing in the club and print your whole face on my shirt. Now, there are exceptions, but that's what they are, exceptions, quite fewer. In general, I believe the way you present yourself tells a lot about your personality. Edit, some people really twist it to the extreme. The comments are a blast to read. Edit 2, yeah, I guess using the word judgment really made a lot of people miss the point. I'm not referring to judgment as in these people suck and they shouldn't exist. I'm talking about the judge of character. People acting in a certain way tend to have patterns in the way they present themselves. That extends to posture, body language, tone, speech. Well, I guess anyone can judge someone by the way they look. But I guess this one's not really that much about tattoos, but it's like for instance, overly makeup women, what do you have to hide? Is makeup about hiding something? Like, I don't see makeup about hiding anything. Like, what, you got a pimple on your face? Oh, I'm hiding my personality because I, like, what? This is just, like, judgmental. Like, if someone undercut person with lots of piercings dressing in all black, totally that kind of person telling you they don't care what society thinks. I don't really dress in all black, but I don't know. Like, it's just a fact. You can definitely judge a person by the way they look. That doesn't mean your judgments are accurate or right. And these are just like extreme stereotypes that you're imposing on someone without knowing them, because all you have done is looked at them. So I think it's a little outrageous, and you can't say like whether you're right or wrong in your judgments. So what's the point of saying, hey, I'm allowed to judge people, because we knew that. Tattoos don't need meaning. I agree. I've gotten my fair share of tattoos, 10, and only one has any meaning to me, and that's my family crest. I usually just get tattoos because I want to, or I saw something that looks awesome. I've even gotten tattoos without planning it more than 30 minutes, and those are some of my favorite pieces. For example, my most recent tattoo is a Polynesian marlin. I got it because I caught a marlin while vacationing in Hawaii. That was the entire meaning. It doesn't symbolize anything deep. It is there because I caught a fish. I mean, that's more meaning than some people's tattoos. I didn't even plan on getting a tattoo when I left for Hawaii. I just saw a tattoo shop and told my fiance and my family we should all get tattoos, and I decided in that same conversation a Polynesian marlin is what I want. It's my absolute favorite tattoo I have. Now granted, there is a very fond memory tied to it. Caught a huge fish, and I was with my family on vacation when I got it, but that was after the fact and wasn't the intention. There was no intention. I just wanted a tattoo. I'm not pooping on people who get tattoos with meaning. I'm definitely not saying to go get a tattoo on a whim. I'm saying that if you're sitting at home and one day you decide you want to get a rat riding a rocket ship into a galaxy with donuts as planets, then go get it done, because at the end of the day, who cares what other people think? It's your body. You put whatever your heart desires on it. If you want a meaningful tattoo that symbolizes something, you go do that and be proud of it. But don't tell me that I shouldn't get a tattoo because it doesn't symbolize anything. I absolutely love each and every one of my tattoos and probably always will. I mean, I don't think the marlin is a very good example, because it seems to have a lot of meaning to this person. Even if it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing, you know, that has meaning to you. There's some people who get tattoos that's literally like they see flash and they get it, and that's acceptable. So I definitely agree with the opinion, but the example was not a good, the example wasn't really like very strong to like hold up their point and be like, this is a good example. Like that tattoo seems to be kind of meaningful to you, kind of like a random meaningful, but it's still like applicable to like you and your life and a memory. And I feel like a lot of my tattoos, like, even if they don't like mean something like really like passionate or whatever, like usually it's like, oh, I remember this thing and I like it. It makes me happy, so I'm getting it. But is not the tattoo making you happy in general meaning enough? Anyway, next one. Parents who get a tattoo that represents their child's disability feels wrong to me. Please hear me out on this. I'm a tattoo artist, and I both understand and don't understand why parents would get a tattoo that represents the disability their child has, and I routinely feel conflicted about it. The part I don't understand is this. All of the things that you could get to represent your love for your child, why reduce them to just their disability? I've done more tattoos that people get for their kids than I could even count. There's a limitless amount of things you could get that captures their spirit. Whether it be getting a drawing they did for you, a portrait of them, a shared hobby, a scene of a perfect memory, their baby feet prints, or even their birth month flowers, whatever. There's a huge amount of things you could get to capture their spirit and represent them as the little people they are. Why, out of all the things you could put on your body to represent your love for them, would you pick their disability? On this side, what I can understand is that you want to show solidarity with and support of them and everyone else that has that disability. I get that, but it also feels, out of all the things you think and feel about your child, the thing first and foremost that comes to your mind is their disability. Why would you want this constant reminder every time you see it of something that causes your child hardship and pain? Hardship and pain for the people that love that child as well. You're reducing everything that makes your child the special and amazing person that they are and just focusing on their disability. An example of this is the puzzle piece tattoo that parents get for their children. Jeez, it's so long. I know that there is controversy specifically with a certain organization that uses this image for this organization, but it's also problematic to people with autism in that it represents viewing them as puzzling or a mystery when they don't wish to be viewed as akin to a puzzle that can't be worked out. I've done tattoos where the parents will get a matching surgical star to their child so they can be scar buddies. I've also had a parent whom I tattooed on them matching Dexcom continuous glucose monitor from the one her son has to wear. These are awesome. I'm not on here to shame any parents for what they choose to get on them to represent their child. All I'm saying is don't reduce them to nothing more than their disability. Okay, there's a lot to read. I guess I'll slowly scroll real quick in case you want to read it more, but I don't know if I could fit this all in here. It's getting kind of long-winded. But basically, I don't know if I appreciate some of the wording where it's some of the wording was about yeah, you can pause if you want to read any of this, but some of the wording was that their disability is just causing them hardship and stuff like that. I don't know. Basically, I don't know if I like the wording of it, but I get the sentiment of it, and I can agree. I can mostly agree. That's the same. It's sort of the same reason I would say and not that I'm hating anyone with script tattoos. I have a couple script tattoos, and they can mean a lot. But for instance, script tattoos that mean something to you, but it's literally the meaning is written out in the script, if that makes sense. In my personal opinion, I like the idea of actually getting a drawing or a custom tattoo made specifically to represent what those words could represent. So instead of getting the words or the script or the text to represent what you're wanting it to represent, you could get something so much more meaningful. And even the baby's footprint tattoos, you could get something so much cooler to represent your child than just something as simple as that. You know what I mean? Everyone's baby's foot. A lot of people have baby footprint tattoos, but not everyone has this special thing, this special toy that your baby played with all the time and threw it at your cousin and it was hilarious. You could get a tattoo that symbolizes when your kid was a baby and that's super cute and it's a cool story, and things could be a lot more artistic and meaningful in an artistic way instead of just these are the words I'm getting. So I can kind of see how there's so much more things you can get that's not just the words. There's so much more things you can get than just the puzzle piece to represent your child. It's kind of hard. If you want to get something to represent your child's disability, that's fair enough, and I can in some ways understand why you would want that, but I also see what this person is coming from in saying that, hey, you could get something a really cool custom design, something really amazing to represent your child as a human being instead of just the disability to be there for your child, if that makes sense. So I can kind of get that, but some of the wording could be worked on a little bit, but I don't think it was like any ill intentions. I don't know, my wording probably needs worked on too, but I'm saying I don't mean any ill intentions. If you have word tattoos, if you have tattoos of disabilities or anything like that, you know, it's what you wanted, and who is anyone to judge you on what you want to get tattooed on you? You know what I mean? Just like you can't judge me for me getting a smiley face. Like, what's the difference if you want a word, if you want a puzzle piece, if whatever you want, if that's what you want, then go for it. Let me know what you think. Let's go to the next one. The vast majority of tattoos aren't unique or interesting, and nobody cares about your story. I know so many people that are all about the tattoo life. Like, they're always getting ink, and it's always something like, this one represents my dad, this one's my kid's name in Hebrew, and this one represents my free spirit. If I have to sit through another explanation about how this is my family arm, and this arm is my inner demons, I'm going to throw a wrench. Nobody cares. Your tattoos are stupid, a waste of money, and no amount of explanation is going to make me change my mind about how that one on your neck is going to look like a vagina the second you gain 15 pounds. I'm just a little curious. I'm thinking this person must have like a lot of people in their lives that have tattoos. But either way, I feel like unless these people have a brand new tattoo and they just want to share, I don't really see tattooed people ever going up to people who are not interested and telling them all about why they got this tattoo. You know what I mean? I feel like usually it's other people who are like, hey, what does that mean? Or like, why'd you get that tattoo? Like, usually it's the other way around, where the tattooed people are getting questions like, why'd you get that? What's that for? People who get tattoos, as far as I'm aware, don't just go around being like, oh, hey, stranger, this one's for my uncle. Like, this tattoo I got because I like dolphins. Like, I feel like normally tattooed people get things for themselves, and maybe if it's fresh, they'll tell their friend about it. But in which case, if your friend's telling you about their new tattoo, stop being a jerk and be there for your friend who is telling you about something that they just did that they're excited about. Like, yeah, just like this top comment, which I'll read since it's been in the frame this whole time. I've never met a single tattooed person, myself with a full sleeve included, ever volunteer their/my tattoo story. Stop asking people. That's exactly what my thought was. Like, no one's going around being like, oh, hey person who didn't ask, this is what my tattoo's about. Like, you have to have asked, or you had to have interrupted a conversation where somebody else asked. So, kindly get over it. And a waste of money. I'm sure there's things that you spend money on that I would think is a waste of money. So how about you spend your money on what you want to spend it on, and I'll spend my money on what I want to spend it on. All right? All right. Tattoo artists online are pretentious. Tattoo artists online are pretentious as I'm specifically speaking online because I have not gotten a tattoo, so I can't speak on it. How are you finding tattoo artists online if you haven't gotten a tattoo? Like, what? I always see these tattoo artists online and they're always like, ugh, you want to get a bird? Get out of my shop. Too basic. What? And it's like, if they're paying you and they're not being obnoxious, why judge them? They always seem to target women. I hate basic bees going into my shop. We get it. You've done a tattoo one too many times, but who cares? They're paying you. Just deliver the service. They always seem to bully first-timers and people who just want something small and cute. I plan on getting my first tattoo later on in life, and I like the idea of a moon. Just a little moon, literally no meaning behind it, but I feel like I'll get judged for it. I can see where this is coming from, because, well, picture it from the tattoo artist perspective. Like you go into it, I don't even know if I agree or disagree. This person seems kind of sensitive, I think. But I guess I'm leaning towards, like, I'm gonna be a tattoo artist, so I can kind of see the tattoo artist perspective a little bit more. But picture you don't really enjoy tattooing butterflies anymore. All you ever do is butterflies. But every other person who walks in the shop is asking you for a butterfly. Like, are you telling me you wouldn't get tired of tattooing that? It doesn't matter what you're getting paid. You want to tattoo something fun. You want to tattoo something you can actually design. You want to tattoo something, like, in your style, but everyone keeps coming at you with a Pinterest tattoo. I want a moon. I want a butterfly. I want an infinity symbol. You know what I mean? So it's like the tattoo artists get it, like, the clients are paying their bills, but on the other hand, it's like, it's not even the judgment of, like, oh, you're getting that. It's like, it's just like, oh, it's another one. Like, it's not as fun as, like, being able to do a big custom design or something like that, if that makes sense. So, but I do agree, like, a lot of tattoo artists online, I don't know how they're finding tattoo artists online if they don't have any tattoos. Why are they, like, following and seeing a bunch of tattoo artists? But I guess they're interested in tattoos, but why are they waiting so long to get a tattoo, especially if it's something so small and simple? Like, just get the tattoo now if you want it. But, you know, whatever you want to get, you can get it. And you won't really be judged for it. Not really. And especially not to your face. If anything, it'll just be like, oh, got another moon. But your tattoo artist will probably still have, like, nice conversations with you. They're not gonna, like, talk smack about you behind your back. They're just gonna be like, man, this is another moon. I don't know. It won't really be that, like, it's not really that big of a deal. But I can see how, like, sometimes online and stuff, like, tattoo artists can be perceived as, like, being a certain way, but maybe try to see it from their perspective too. Even though a lot of tattoo artists, especially, like, really old school tattoo artists, can be kind of jerks. But I'm lucky enough that I haven't really, like, hung out with, like, a lot of jerk tattoo artists at this point in my life. So maybe I just don't know who they're talking about because I don't follow them. So maybe follow tattoo artists who don't act like that on the internet. That would be my advice to you. Well, this is 99 days ago, so maybe I'll do one more. Let's see. Oh, this one's not that long. Okay, this is gonna be my last one. Tipping tattoo artists is stupid. I shouldn't have to tip someone who makes up their prices. If you want to be paid $250 for a piece, ask me to pay $250. Don't tell me it will cost $200 and then expect a $50 tip. Just tell me how much you want to make and we'll call it a deal. I ask for a tattoo and you give me one. I'm not sure what extra services are being provided that I need to tip for. It's as straightforward of a transaction as it could be. I say, obviously this is only applicable in, like, America, like, countries that don't typically tip. Like, you're not gonna, like, have this issue at all, like, or feel it in your head. You're not gonna have this tipping qualm in your head at all. But I would say in America, it's kind of usually expected to tip for a service, whether that be a haircut, going to a waiter, like, anything where they're performing a service on you. Usually it's customary to tip in America. But regardless, this person seems... I'm just calling everyone sensitive. I'm the jerk tattoo artist of the day, I guess. But this person seems kind of sensitive. If your tattoo artist says, yeah, it's going to be $200, and you pay them $200 and you don't want to tip them, just don't tip them. And that's the end of it. If you think they did a good job and want to give them more, give them more. If you want to just pay them the $200, then just pay them the $200. I don't know that I can really argue, like, because if I'm going to be a tattoo artist, it's, like, a little bit hard for me to argue, like, oh, you should tip your tattoo artist because of blah, blah, blah. It's just, like, this person's doing a service on you. They're helping you, like, design something, they're helping you do all this stuff, and really they're charging you what it's worth, like what the absolute minimum, and your tip is just like an extra thank you on top of that, if that makes sense. So what they are charging you is just paying their bills, but your tip is gonna like help them get that extra sweater that they wanted at the end of the day, which I don't know, like I don't know why we're buying sweaters, but basically, just like I said in my like piercing etiquette regarding tip video, like tip what you feel comfortable. If you think they don't deserve a tip, then I guess just don't tip. No one's gonna be like, oh my god, he didn't tip. And if the tattoo artist is that upset about it, then they probably just won't book you again, and that'll be the end of it. And if you know they're expecting more and you like them and their work, and for some reason they let it be known that they expect and want a tip, then if you think they're worth the $250, decide that then and tip them or not. It's up to you. It's a personal choice. You're not a bad person if you don't, but this is the way the tattoo artists make money. So I don't know. Just like when you go to a hairstylist, just because you're paying $300 to get your hair done doesn't mean that the hairstylist is going home with $300 in their pocket. You got to think the tattoo artist is factoring all these expenses and just giving themselves a living wage at the end of the day. So maybe the tip is the luxury that they don't afford themselves because they're trying to give you a good deal on a tattoo. And maybe they try to give you a good deal on a tattoo so you're willing to come back and maybe willing to tip because you give them such great deals on tattoos. Does that make sense? Anyway, tip what you want. At the end of the day, tip what you want. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this video. Let me know your opinions on any of these. I know they're unpopular opinions. I'm not even sure if some of them are. But I would definitely like to hear your feedback, hear your point of view. If it differs from mine, that's fair enough. I would love to read it. Sorry, camera turned off. Basically, if you want to get anything tattooed on you, no matter what it is, like, who am I to say yes or no? And if you don't want to get anything, who am I to say yes or no? Do what you want with your body. That's the whole point. It's your body. Don't judge people who get tattoos. Don't judge people who get tattoos that you don't like. Don't judge people who get tattoos for no meaning or any or every meaning. Like, regardless, it's their skin, their tattoos, their problem. Let me know what you think of this video down in the comments below. I would definitely love to hear your thoughts. Would you like to see any more videos like this? I was going into like 100-something days ago, so I'm guessing there's not that much going on in unpopular opinions. I could delve a lot deeper if you want. But let me know any other subreddits. If you have any other subreddits you'd like me to take a look at, whether it's tattoos or piercings, I would love to like dive deeper and get a lot more content from that. Anyway, at the end of it all, let's just be positive and love you guys. See you in the next one. Bye. Oh yeah, don't forget to check out my Instagram at CandanceL. You can send me like your ears for piercings and stuff. Like any piercing type of content would be dealt with on that Instagram. Or if you want to see the tattoos I've been doing during my tattoo apprenticeship, check out my Chromatic Sauce Instagram, linked in the description. Everything's linked in the description. Thanks guys. Love you guys. Love ya. Come get tattooed by me.